What's up, y'all? Nick Brown back. Today got a video for you of the brand new Roto Grip Gremlin. In this video, I'm going to compare it to the Attention Star. How do they compare? Let's go right to the video. Before we get into the video, I want to talk about Storm Roto Grip Bowling Balls for sale on Facebook. It's a group that I own. We have over 35,000 members in the community. If you would like to join, you can visit the link in the description below. Without further ado, let's get right to the video. All right, first shot here with the Gremlin from straight. It's probably going to be so good. It's really quick. Almost 4.9. A lot of friction. This is a slightly broken down house shot. It's really good comparison here. This is when I would use the Gremlin. I'm not gonna use the Gremlin on the fresh just because of how clean and responsive it is. Really good to see it on a transition house shot. It does have the brand new VR1 pearl cover stock, brand new cover stock formulation for Roto Grip. 3 left. Not my best effort there, but we tripped up the 9. And it has the modified Rubicon UC2 core, known as the Rondor Max D or Maxed. Max D stands for Maxed Differential. It's 0.58 in this ball, tons of differential. Really like the colors of this ball. The green logos really make it pop. It's a good looking ball. All right, same spot, I'm just gonna throw a little bit better. As you can see, it is very angular down the lane with that power edge polish, new cover, really responsive down lane. All right, I'm gonna go and move another 2, so a full 5 from the first shot. What was I just talking about? How angular this ball is. Leaving a 9 pin from that far right, not very surprising to me at all. This ball's been really good when I gotta keep moving left, and it's gonna keep coming around the corner. And I'm gonna move 3 off that 9 pin. And it still wasn't enough, just because of how clean and angular this ball is. Cannot stress this enough. This is something that we have been missing across all the brands. We haven't had a clean and quick ball since the Vivo, and the Vivo's been gone for a little bit. This Gremlin is going to be that next generation of clean and very responsive pearl balls that we've been missing. Balls like Rubicon UC2 and the Virtual Ranger Blackout. All right, I'm going to move another 3, so that's 6. And just look at that thing scream back. This ball's been so good when they break down for me, but there's still a lot of oil out there, and I need to cover a lot of boards laterally. It's supposed to be really good with the power edge polish. I might hit it with a little bit of surface if I want to bring the motion a little bit closer to me, where I can use a little bit earlier in the block. All right, another big jump left here. I could probably throw it just a little bit firmer. All right, I'm against the bar turn. Gremlin likes to throw some logs. I can move super left with it. It's still clean enough, but the cover stock picks up, and that big core in there and that very responsive cover wants to just get off the spot down lane. Very reminiscent of the UC2 for me. UC2, one of my favorite balls. I had several Rubicon UC2s when they were out. Still have a couple stash, but that's beside the point. The Gremlin is gonna convince me probably not to drill a UC2 for quite a while. All right, I'm gonna move back right, throw a little bit firmer, and this is where I'd be bowling for score if there was score going on. Keeps pins low, goes to the pins, drives to the pins very aggressively. It's what we've been missing, I'm telling you. Can't stress it enough. We have those cleaner balls like Attention Star and Equinox, but they're not quite as responsive as, like I say, the Virtual Ranger Blackout or a Rubicon UC2. So this is gonna be a good complement to those Equinox type balls and a Tension Star and a Tension Star S2. Very similar strength, but a whole lot more down lane. Another shot from there. Really can't stress enough too how good this ball looks on the shelf. I'm just gonna keep going until I miss. As you can see, it looks incredible. But if I try to move too far right, like I started in the beginning of the video, it's just way too aggressive down the lane. It gets down the lane fine, but then it's not enough boards covered laterally and it just breaks loose at the end, where I can move left and where I'm at now and can't miss. I see this ball looking really, really good, like game 2 of League. When it gets a little bit of transition and you can move a little bit further left and have something to throw at. Obviously on the house shot, you always have something to throw at, but sometimes we call it the cliff, but the dry is a little too dry and the wet is a little too wet. When they start to break down a little bit there in the middle, you can move left with this Gremlin, just a couple left, or like me in this instance, quite a bit left. And depending on your rev rate, of course, and your speed, but this ball is going to be really, really good as a good transition ball. Because of that big weight block in there, it still picks up. And this new cover stock in the VR1 Pearl picks up in the oil and doesn't skate through it like some of those other clean Pearl balls. It still picks up and gives you that down lane motion that we're all looking for. All right, first shot with the Tension Star from zone 1. A little bit earlier, a little bit smoother, but it still revs up, it keeps going down the lane. All right, from zone 2, where I was with the Gremlin, now with the Tension Star. Quite a bit smoother from in there. It's still very clean. It doesn't quite pick up like the Gremlin. It's a little bit smoother, kind of uses its transition windows a little bit shorter compared to the Gremlin. Gremlin really, really clean and responsive. The Tension Star, a little bit milder. All right, from zone 3 now. Still very clean. Still very clean, just like, you know, the Tension Star is known for. But it gets going forward quite a bit more, where the Gremlin maintains its axis a little bit longer, and it shapes more down lane. If you have an Tension Star and you think it's a little bit too smooth, easily grab a Gremlin. Gremlin is going to be way more responsive than the Tension Star. That shot, you can really see it right there where it picks up in that friction much earlier than the Gremlin. Gremlin gets down there a couple more feet and then goes. The Tension Star a little bit earlier, a little bit smoother overall. It might be just a tad weaker as well. Yep, for me, a Tension Star, just a little bit earlier, a little bit smoother, not quite as continuous, where the Gremlin's really, really clean and very, very aggressive down lane. So if you're having a Tension Star and you want a little bit more shape down lane, a little bit more reaction, a little more angularity, definitely gonna check out this Gremlin. Cue the outro. Okay, there you have it, the Gremlin versus the Tension Star. For me, a Tension Star, pretty clean, just like we know the Tension Star is, but it doesn't quite pick up in the oil like the Gremlin does. The Gremlin obviously having more differential, and that new cover stock, the new cover stock is very angular off of friction and it picks up in the oil, where the Tension Star still sees the friction quite well, but it kind of struggles a little bit when it sees volume because it's a little bit earlier. It doesn't quite shape as much down lane like the Gremlin here. So if you have an Tension Star and it's getting a little worn out, definitely check into this new Gremlin. It's a little cheaper in price, and I see a little bit more performance out of it as well. So definitely check out the Gremlin. You can head out to your local Storm VIP Pro Shop and pick up the Gremlin July 18th. If you like the apparel that you see in all my videos, please check out EFX over at apparelefx.com, and you can use that code right there for 10% off the entire website. And when you go to drill your next Storm, Roto Grip, or 9 Global product, make sure you throw Turbo products in there, as well as my favorite tool, Switch Grip. All right, that's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you.